Hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host Owen, the channel that brings you your team every single day. Well, guys, what can we say? Not a great performance, not a good performance at all by the boys against Hearts yesterday at Ibrox, but a win, an ugly win, but it's still a win, and that lead has been cut to 5 points, which makes it all the better. And the fact that they are absolutely raging about it makes it even better still, doesn't it? It really does. We love how they love to rage. We love how they love to, cry about it and kind of go on about it's penalty to Rangers. It's, this, that, and the other, when, they get just as many penalties as we do. And there's a hell of a lot more dodgier than the ones that we get. So look, at the end of the day, it is great to see that lot of them across the city raging again. It is really, a good thing. Let's have a quick look at this league table as it stands at this moment in time. There is the table in all its glory on Google. So Celtic are top on 26 points, 4 wins and a draw from their last 5. Rangers, 21 points, 5 points behind now. Obviously, 4 wins and 1 loss. The Aberdeen loss. What it costs now. God, if we'd won that game, 24 could be down to 2 points at the top. Cimarron with a game in hand on 18 points. Kilmarnock, well done, Derek McInnes in 4th on 13. Dundee, who we play next on Wednesday night, on 11 points. More of that to come. Motherwell in 6th on 11 points. Hearts in 7th. Hibernian on 8th. The Edinburgh teams really are failing this season, aren't they? Livy in 9th. Aberdeen in 10th. Isn't it nice to see the Sheep down in 10th place? Ross County and a very poor St Johnstone team down in 12th. So it's down to 5 points, guys. And it could have easily not been, couldn't it? But for some fortuitous decisions and for some interesting decisions. Now, one thing I want to make clear from the outset, one thing I want to kind of spell out, is I honestly think without this man, let's bring his picture up now, without this man here, I don't think we win that game today. I really don't. I think under Michael Beale, we would have lost that game. I think under Gio, we'd have lost that game. I think Phillipe Clement has given these guys a new intensity, a new mentality, a new never say die attitude, and never keep on going till the end kind of attitude. And you know what? I honestly think that at half time, there was probably a rocket or two delivered to 1 or 2 players for their performances in that first half. There was 1 or 2 shocking performances. The first half was just absolutely dire, obviously culminating with that penalty miss. Look, Tab gets a lot of credit for the fact that he stepped up in the 90th minute to take that penalty and took a lot of courage to do that. Of course it did. And he gets a lot of credit for that cross. But other than that, I honestly thought he was absolutely shocking in the game. I thought he was a poor performance. I thought Goldson was poor. Davis was average. Ridvan did okay. Lundstrom and Raskin, I thought Lundstrom was very good. Well done, John Lundstrom. I'm someone who's criticised John Lundstrom, and I love it when Rangers players make me eat my words. Of course I do, because that means we're successful. That means we're going to win. And I thought John Lundstrom did very well today. I thought he played well. He never stopped going. He tried to keep the ball moving. He tried to keep the game going. He kept us pressing forward. So fair play to him. Raskin was okay. Did all right. Wasn't brilliant. Wasn't terrible. I thought Cantwell never stopped running. Never stopped trying. Never stopped putting them under pressure. I thought Lammers was flipping awful. I thought he was absolutely dreadful today. Again, gave the ball away, missed a chance. I mean, that chance that Lammers missed, all he's got to do, get it down, smash it across the box. Instead, balloons it over the bar. Just appalling. I thought Seema worked very hard today. But Abdallah Seema, he tried things going forward. I thought he did very well going forward. But not just that. I thought Seema, also did some of the dirty work as well. He worked back, he covered, he did a very good job for me. I thought Abdallah Seema was quality today yet again. He really is a good player. Cyril Dessers, well, you know what? I thought Dessers was poor yet again today. I thought he was absolutely shocking in the first half. Just a very poor performance from him yet again. He got that goal against Hibs, and fair play to him for that goal that he got against Hibs. But, overall, the performance that he gave today was poor yet again. And Rangers fans were I think quite justifiably, quite chuffed with the fact that he was taken off at half time, that Danilo was introduced. And guys, how good was it that, that for a change, we made a change at half time? We didn't wait till 60 minutes, 65 minutes like we did on the Beal. Clement was active. He took a decision. He was proactive. He saw that it wasn't working. He made that change. Danilo comes on, one chance, one goal. Just great, fantastic. Well done to Phillipe Clement, and well done to Danilo as well. More of that to come in a minute. Now, obviously, we fell behind early with that goal. Jack Butland, I think, could do anything about that. So fair play, to Hearts. Hearts did well. They played well. First half, they were the better team. Second half, we came out. We played a little bit better. We pinned them back. We were a lot better second half. We dominated the ball. 28 shots. Overall, the second half was better by Rangers, but it still wasn't perfect. But at the end of the day, it is a game where we didn't play well, but we got the victory. And I think it shows a sea change in the way that Rangers are now. That this new team, this new ethos that Clement seems to be installing is all about, for me, being that Rangers of old. A team that can roll off 12, 13, 14, 15 victories, even when it isn't playing well. I mean, look at the stats from today. 28 shots for us, 5 for them. 5 on target for us, 1 for them. I suppose the worrying thing there is that it was only 5 out of 28 on target. 70% possession to Rangers, 30% possession to Hearts. They did sit back an awful lot more than we did. 609 passes to their 283. 85% pass accuracy to their 69%. Overall, it was not a great performance by the boys. I mean, let's face it, it wasn't. But we got the victory, and that's the thing that obviously counts. Now, Stephen Naismith, after the game, talked about the fact that John Lundstrom was blocking off. You rewatch that, I don't see it. I just don't see it. It sounds like sour grapes from Stephen Naismith for me. And you look at that. That is a blatant stonewall penalty. The penalty in the first half was stonewall. Stibic didn't need to tackle Cantwell. The ball was lost. Cantwell's touch was poor. I don't think Cantwell's fit. I don't think he's fully fit yet. He's trying hard. He's working hard. Don't get me wrong. I love Todd Cantwell to bits. I think he's fabulous, but he isn't fully fit yet. He needs time. That was a stonewall penalty. That there is a stonewall penalty. You look at it. That the Hearts player, whose name escapes me for a moment now, he has got a handful of Goldson's shirt. It is an absolute brain fart moment. In a penalty box, you do not grab an opponent's shirt. It's just ridiculous. It's a penalty. It's a stonewall penalty. Fair play to Tav. I've criticised him, but, to have the balls to step up in the 90th minute, take that penalty and score to make it 1-1. I suppose at that point, a lot of us thinking, well, a draw, I suppose at least it keeps it at 7 points. It's not perfect. We need the win. And I said as much on the live stream, guys. I really did. And you can go back and check it out if you haven't done yet. But this man here comes up with the winner. Danilo, 1 chance, 1 goal. He looked lively. He looked more sharp. He just looks a better player than Cyril Dessers. Dessers looks like a walking football kind of guy. He looks like a guy who, I don't know, needs to be somewhere else. He really does. But that goal by Danilo, it's a class goal. A brilliant cross by Tab. Well done, James Tavernier. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I've slagged him off. He wasn't great the rest of the game. His delivery the rest of the game was poor. His execution the rest of the game was poor. His defence was poor. But the cross in was perfect for Danilo. Xander Clark, the Hearts goalkeeper, you can see on the floor there, is expecting him to head the ball back across him. That's what he's expecting, because that's what most strikers do. But no, Danilo goes near post, great header, scores and gets the second goal. So fantastic by Danilo. Danilo was my man of the match. I just thought he was brilliant when he came on. He just changed things. For me, he's got to start Wednesday night against Dundee. He really does have to be the man who starts up front. I've had enough of Dessers. I've had enough of Lammers. They're like the Chuckle Brothers, but without the comedy. Also, fair credit to the fans. Fantastic from the fans. The Lest We Forget was back up again in the Sandy Jardine. Brilliant to see. Absolutely superb. Yes, this photograph isn't from today, but it was very much the same today. So amazing the respect, obviously, we show to our fallen heroes. Brilliant. Well done, Rangers, and well done to the fans. So overall today, look, over the moon with the fact we got 3 points. Like I said, this is a game we don't normally win. Under Beale, under Gio, this is progress, guys. And I really like the way that Phillipe Clement is talking, the way that he is speaking. Now, he was asked about Ross McCausland. Now, I thought Ross McCausland was great when he came on. He was lively, he was direct. Some of the balls he put into the box were brilliant. Some of the crosses looked a whole level above what we'd seen before. And this quote from Phillipe Clement in his press conference, when he was asked about starting Ross McCausland, he said, "Age is not something that concerns me. Whether a player is 17 or 37, if they're good enough, they will start." And that's something that really is positive for me, really is a great step forward. Now, for a number of years now, we've seen Rangers managers and Rangers coaches not willing to give these young players an opportunity. Now, no matter what you think of these young players, whether you think that Zach Lovelace, Bailey Rice, Adam Devine, Leon King, Ross McCausland, Aaron Lyle, Cole McKinnon are ready to play or not, for me, McCausland looked great today. Rangers lack one thing. They lack width. They lack directness out wide. Seamer can play there, but I don't feel it's his natural position. But what I do feel is that Ross McCausland can give you that width. You know, if Ross has looked great when he came on against St Mirren, he looked good. You know, when he came on last week, he looked good against Hibs. When he came on again against Hearts today, he looks good. For me, I would love to see McCausland given the opportunity to start against Dundee. I really would. I think he can make a massive difference to this team. He can give us width. He can give us a bit of creativity. He's a good player. And I'd love to see some young players actually come through and start for the first team. And I don't want to see Lammers on Wednesday night, I think it is, against Dundee. I don't want to see it. I really don't. The guy is useless, absolutely useless. I don't want to see Dessers either. I want to see McCausland. I want to see Danilo. I want to see a threat. It's not going to be an easy game. Don't want to say that, but we're still in that stage, guys. We do need to get away from that. We do need to get to a point where we're going to go to Dens Park and smash them. We need to pick the best possible team to give us that chance to actually go there and smash them. And that, for me, is McCausland. That, for me, is Danilo. And that is not Dessers and Lammers. Now, one bit of good news that I've seen reported around a number of media sources today is the possible return of Tom Lawrence. Now, while Phillipe Clement during the week spoke about his frustration over injuries and his frustration around players, you know, lifestyles as well, and perhaps, you know, their lifestyles not preparing them to be professional footballers. Interesting stuff. I'd love to know who he's talking about. And he's seemingly increasingly annoyed with Kamaru, who I don't think we will ever see in a Rangers shirt ever again. But Tom Lawrence reportedly is ready to return to training next week and be available for selection. This would be a massive boost for Rangers. Now, say what you want about Tom Lawrence, the injuries and everything like that. For me, Tom is a quality player. He's a good player. You know, he's someone who's not afraid to take a shot from outside the area. He's not someone who's not afraid to play that killer pass, to take that risk. Lawrence is a good player. And, you know, his return, you know, when you look at the fact that Cifuentes has been back today, Dowell has been back today, the return of Lawrence just adds more strength in depth to this squad and really puts this squad in a position to do very well for the rest of the season. So for me, the return of Tom Lawrence is very much positive news. You know, I hope that he can get back. I hope that he can get back. And then once he is back, I hope that he can stay fit. I think he's a very good player. I think he's a very talented player. And we do need, you know, the likes of him back in this team for me. So that is very, very good news. Now, whilst I was walking the dog earlier, I still want to do my research, guys. You know, when I'm out walking the dog, I get the phone out, I do a bit of research, type in Rangers FC, have a little look through, see what I can find, have a dig here, a dig there. There's an interesting story about Jack Butland and Phillipe Clement. Now, I'm sure you've all heard those rumours about, you know, the link to Birmingham City and the fact that Wayne Rooney is seemingly interested in bringing Jack Butland back to Birmingham, back to the second city. Although quite why you want to go to that little provincial team, God only knows, when they're not even the second or third biggest team in the West Midlands. You know, to me, Jack Butland's in the perfect place to excel. And you know what? They lost again yesterday. So they lost again on Saturday, 3-1 defeat on Saturday. Birmingham, 3 defeats from 3 for Wayne Rooney. Pretty poor, if you ask me. Anyway, Phillipe Clement has been speaking about Jack Butland and his future at the club. And it appears to say to Birmingham that the door is closed on any possible departure for Butland. Phillipe Clement said of Jack Butland, he said, Jack is going to be one of the key figures to us to build a team around for the next couple of years. For sure, I am really happy with him, not only off the pitch with his performances, on the pitch with his performances, but also outside the pitch and in the dressing room, in the way he works, the way he acts, and his personality. So I certainly think that, that looking at that, reading those comments, Jack Butland is certainly not someone that Phillipe Clement has concerns about his lifestyle or his off the pitch contributions. He certainly seems to be someone that Phillipe Clement rates very, very highly. It's clear when you have a rubbish goalkeeper, he actually said shit goalkeeper, you can't have success. That's very clear. That is the same for every manager. Of course, you have to keep clean sheets. That's not down to the keeper or defense. It's down to the whole team working together. But to have real success and to win trophies, you need to have somebody who gives the team a life in difficult moments. Jack did that in the first half against Sparta last Thursday, and he will do it again in the future. He will also make mistakes. That is part of being a goalkeeper. But what I like most is his personality. He is a winner. Jack has a strong mindset, and I like to have these characters in my dressing room. So it looks like that Phillipe Clement is very determined to hang on to Jack Butland for the long term. And I'm certainly very positive about that. That is certainly what we need to do. Jack Butland is an absolute class act. And I think all of you will agree with me when I say that he has been the signing of the summer. Absolute quality, Jack Butland. And to hear Phillipe Clement talking like this is exceptionally positive, and certainly something that I welcome in what Phillipe has to say. Okay, guys, we're going to call that a day. If you've got a comment, please drop it below. It would be fantastic to hear from you. As always, guys, if you can smash the sub, even better. And you know what? 2 things I always need from you on the way out. Number 1, smash the like. And number 2, remember, we are the people.